Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to talk about the 5D activations, the 5D templates coming online, the 5D Lightbody coming online, and how we're in a solar activation cycle right now that is really intense and causing a lot of ascension symptoms that you could be experiencing, and really how to manage all of that. We're going to get into that into this video. Hello, my name is Anastasia and welcome to my channel. I talk about ascension, I talk about the spiritual process, feminine power, soul purpose, and all of that. So if you haven't subscribed and you would love content on all of that, please subscribe to the channel, and let's get into today's video. So the 5D body, the 5D earth, the 5D consciousness is coming online. The earth is ascending. We're going through a huge consciousness shift. We are in a solar activation cycle. It is a plasma infusion that's coming into the planet, activating the DNA, activating the light body, dismantling all of the false structures on the planet, all of the AI, all of the artificial, all of the inorganic. We're dismantling all of that to come into the original creation codes. We're activating all of that. We're dismantling all the distortions that we have been under, and we're really activating into the divine truth. And that's really the 5D. It's the unity consciousness, the consciousness of love, and really the higher level of consciousness that we're all upgrading to as we're upgrading into this new light body, a lighter form that's coming online. And so all of you are going through that dismantling of the 3D structure within you, that energetic structure, to come into this 5D consciousness, which is an energetic, which is a frequency shift. And we're moving into that more and more with the help of the sun that's very active right now. So the sun is a huge part of our ascension. It is sending us these plasma codes, these plasma infusions, and we are in a time right now where anything could happen on the world stage because we have such big infusions of light, and the old grid systems are actually being dismantled. The old false AI systems are really being dismantled. We're activating these original creation grids, original 5D grids of the planet. We are restoring the grid and activating the 5D new earth. It's all coming online at this time. This is why we're ascending with the earth. We're activating our own light body. We're activating our own higher consciousness because we are ascending with the planet at this time. This is the huge shift that we're experiencing within ourselves, that we're experiencing on the planet, as well as we're ascending with the earth at this time. So as you're going through this process of ascension, as you're going through this huge activation into your light body, there's a lot of ascension symptoms, because as the sun comes in, it is dismantling the old false grids. It is dismantling the inorganic structure, the old parts of, the alien infrastructure, this inorganic structure, the 3D, which is really connected to a false artificial grid system. And so it's based on duality, it's based on inorganic, actually, grid, and that's why it's based on separation consciousness. So we're coming out of that. When you're ascending into 5D, you're activating more of your light body, you're activating higher states of consciousness, and this is really the organic way of ascension because you're doing it within. You're really coming into a place of mastery, self-mastery. And this is all happening through the soul coming in and embodying, through the soul process and activating so that you can connect to your soul, connect to your higher consciousness, connect into God's source energy, and come out of the separation, which is coming out of the 3D duality separation. So we're going through a shift at this time into this, a huge energetic shift to come into these higher states of consciousness. So as you're activating into the 5D consciousness, you are releasing all the false, all the artificial, all the false parts of yourself. This is all dismantling to activate into your higher divine blueprint, which is your soul. So your soul is being embodied more and more through this process. As we're going through this current, solar activation, or in general through the ascension, you will need to go within a lot. You will need to retreat your energy. You will need to be more in the feminine for a while, because it's a balancing act. It's a balancing of the masculine and the feminine within you. It's really coming into that unity within, which is the Hermos Gamos, which is what we're coming into as we're activating more of this 5D consciousness. We're activating that Merkaba, we're activating this higher level of frequency, which is all about balancing the internal polarity, so they come into that union within. So it's about, when you're going through the ascension, a lot of the times you'll be healing your feminine first, and you'll be really focused on just being inwards, not doing a whole lot. It's very much about integration. A lot of this process is very inwards, it's very integrative. And so you won't be, you know, manifesting a whole lot. You won't be taking a lot of action for a while. And that is normal. That is normal, because a lot of this is you being forced. Your soul is forcing you to go inwards. Your soul is really forcing you to focus inwards on the ascension, on embodying your soul and really clearing out all the density. So this can take some time where you're really inwards focused, and a lot of people, you know, are worried that that is not okay. It's really about understanding that this journey, this ascension, is focused inwards. It's all about the internal work. So it's not doing a whole lot out here for a while. Things might not be manifesting in your life, things might not be moving forward in your life, but that's because we're going through a huge density dropping. We're going through a huge shift, huge quantum shift. So you're not going to be doing a whole lot out here for a while, and that's okay. That's part of the ascension process, to be inwards focused. And this can happen where you're really inwards for a long time, or you're coming in and out of that. It's kind of this like void where you're creating these new higher timelines, you're dropping a lot of density, you're not so much out there in the world anymore. A lot of us are, you know, being shifted out of the 3D, and that's another part of this journey, is that we're shifting out of the 3D structures. We're losing the, you know, our old positions or old jobs, these 3D matrix jobs, and we're really being shifted into soul purpose work, into actually starting our soul purpose, really coming into what is it that you're here to do on a soul level. We all have a soul purpose. It's all connected to our soul blueprint. And so a lot of what I'm going to be focusing on as well is the soul purpose, is activating people into their soul purpose, helping them shift into that, because as we're shifting collectively more and more into, you know, this new earth, we're going to have a lot of this technology coming in that's going to take over even the matrix positions, and that's really happening really fast too. It's really forcing people now to focus on what their soul is here to do. What is your soul mission, your soul purpose? All of that is being really kind of amplified and really honed in on, because your soul wants you to focus in on your mission, on your bigger purpose, because that is what you've come here to do. So this is a huge shift as well for a lot of people who are on this journey, and I'll make more videos on this because we're kind of getting off track here, but it's all part of the process of coming into your soul mission and purpose, because we all have a soul mission and purpose to fulfill. You're not going to be able to do that old, you know, 3D thing anymore. We're shifting out of that mechanism into this 5D operating system, into the 5D consciousness. It's a very different reality, and it's a huge quantum energetic shift. So as you're activating your light body, as you're coming online, as your soul is starting to embody, there's a lot of ascension symptoms that can happen, because we are going through huge integration, we're going through a huge embodiment, and this is why you have to go within. This is why we're focused inwards. Your soul has you focused inwards, not out there, because out there everything's a distraction. Your soul wants you to focus inwards, heal the feminine aspect, which is the first thing that you're healing in terms of doing the healing work, the trauma work. It's the feminine that goes first, the masculine realigns. That's how it works with polarity. So you're focused inwards most of the time with this ascension. You're coming in and out of that, and really right now what we're going through is a huge internal focus, having you focused inwards, because we're going through a huge shift right now. And so a lot of this energy right now is very inwards. It's very much about integration, and a lot of people are going through huge upgrades, and this can make you feel like you don't want to be out there, you don't want to share your energy, you don't want to do all these things out there. So it's very inwards, and that's personally how I've been feeling as well. Very inwards energy, very much about higher initiations that your soul takes you through to really come into what you're here to do, your soul mission, your soul blueprint, because your soul is the higher intelligence that's governing this whole ascension. It's this higher intelligence that, you know, is your God source intelligence. That's what's governing this whole process for you. And you're connecting into that. You're connecting to these higher soul layers, because this is what we're doing. We're embodying more of that so we can live through that. We can live through the heart consciousness. Because the heart consciousness, the heart is the fourth chakra. It's that chakra of the unity of the soul, where you're really connecting to the soul blueprint and your soul consciousness. And then you start to activate it into the higher chakras, into the 8th chakra, which is that monadic embodiment starts to come online. And that's really that higher chakra activation, which is the thymus gland. So all of that starts to come online because we're activating also higher chakras and higher embodiment on this journey. And we're connecting all these chakras. All these chakras are merging in as one. They're not going to be separated anymore. They're all merging in as one, as we're activating into this higher consciousness, into this higher 5D grid system, which is you being in unity within yourself, you coming into unity, into that inner union. Masculine and feminine are co-creating within you, because that's the beautiful co-creation of the masculine and feminine that we're coming back to as we're doing that polarity work on this journey as well. So the current ascension symptoms, like I said, are very intense because we've got this solar light infusion that's really powerful on the planet, that's dismantling all the false artificial structure, and really you are coming into your divine self. We're dismantling all of these filters and overlays, and our true embodiment is coming through our soul consciousness, our higher consciousness. And so a lot of the ascension symptoms right now are really about, you know, really the physical body. So it's a lot of integration and a lot of integration of the higher self that's coming in and merging more and more within the physical vessel. And so you're experiencing more fatigue with the solar activity. You may be being more thirsty. You may be feeling like you need to sleep more, take more naps. And this is very normal. And also just feeling very inwards, like you don't want to do a whole lot out there. You don't want to, you know, there's nothing happening in the 3D world, in your 3D world. It's more an internal process, because that is what we're experiencing as we're going through this huge integration and these huge solar activities are coming in. Thank you so much for joining me and watching today's video. If you have any questions about the current ascension or anything that I've shared, or just whatever you're going through, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to connect with you. You can share them in the comments, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Join the channel here. And also, if you need more help and support, I do have all my courses and all of my material that I help you with on this journey linked below. I also do ascension coaching as well if you need more help and support on this journey. So it's all linked in the description, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video. Sending you so much love.